Hi guys, I think it's time for a catch up on some of the Mortgagee sales that are currently being listed around New Zealand. Mortgagee sales give a good indication of how healthy a housing market is, or isn't. Currently we have an RBNZ with its official cash rate or OCR set far too low in its vain attempt to save the over-leveraged property speculators, and they do this at the expense of the rest of us, I might add. So just remember, when you go and do your local shopping and all the prices have gone to the moon, that is the sacrifice that the RBNZ is willing for you to make. So in order to do my little bit for the struggling New Zealand real estate market, I'm going to show you a few Mortgagee listings that you might be interested in yourself. The first property was listed on the 18th of June. The title says Mortgagee Auction, Wellington's Hilltop Castle. The description says, this iconic hilltop castle commands breathtaking panoramic views stretching across Wellington City, the harbour and the majestic Cook Strait. A landmark residence unlike any other. It occupies a commanding position that captures the imagination from the moment it comes into view. Now this is one big property. And this property is going to auction like so many Mortgagee sales do nowadays. What it seems like they're doing is using the auction process as a price discovery tool more than anything. Now the latest August 2024 CV on this property was a mere $3.68 million. The property was last purchased in October 2025 for $3.2 million. And look at that 2021 CV of $3.91 million. Now I don't know, but this owner might have thought that they were getting a bargain. But you don't have to look much further back in time to see that they weren't. All I can say is beware of catching the falling knife, because there's a good chance that we aren't anywhere near the bottom yet. The next property was listed on the 17th of June. It is in Waihi. Now the title says Mortgagee Sale, Big Section, Big Vision. The description says, being offered for sale as a mortgagee sale, this is a rare opportunity to secure a property with significant upside potential. Purchasers are encouraged to undertake their own investigations and due diligence. So once again, this is a rare opportunity. Now at this stage, I think I've seen more rare opportunities than not rare opportunities. It's like there's so many sought after locations. But what I can't understand is if they're all sought after, why aren't they selling? Funny that, eh? Now this property is also going to auction. The latest August 2024 CV is $570,000. This property was last purchased in December 2021, which was peak COVID FOMO, by the way, for $668,000. In 2018, this property sold for $399,000, which does sound a little bit more realistic, I have to say. But that was before Adrian Orr warped everything with his sheer incompetence. Now people like this are left holding a very heavy bag. The next property was listed on the 12th of June. Now the title just says Mortgagee Sale. The description says, according to a past advertisement, the interior comprises an open plan kitchen, living, dining area, opening to an outdoor deck, 4 bedrooms and a family bathroom. Detached is a double workshop/garage. It also says this house is on Glen Eden's best street. Now I wonder how many best streets there actually are in Glen Eden. This property is also going to auction. The latest April 2024 CV is $1.4 million. This property was last purchased in just April 2025 for $900,000. And now it's a mortgagee sale. And just look at that 2021 CV compared to the 2017 CV. What were people on during this time to think any of this was normal? This property's value dropped from $1.9 million to $900,000. And it still ended up as a mortgagee sale. Imagine the pain those people who were duped into paying those absolutely insane COVID prices are feeling right now. How long do they actually hang on before accepting the new reality? The next property was listed on the 10th of June. It is in New Windsor. The title says, Mortgagee sale, 893 square metre freehold. The description says the existing structure is a 2-level weatherboard home. The upper level contains 3 double bedrooms, a study room, a separate lounge and an upstairs sun deck with views facing Mount Albert and Mount Roskill. The lower level includes a garage, workshop space, laundry and basement storage. Outside the property features 4 off-street parking spaces and a generously sized backyard. Could be worse. This property is also going to auction. The latest April 2024 CV is $1.275 million. This property was last purchased in July 2024 for $1.32 million. Now I don't know, but maybe these buyers saw the 2021 CV and thought they were getting a bargain. But they should have looked back to 2018 to see the more realistic value. Like I said, be wary of catching the falling knife, guys. And I wish these people had just waited. The last property that we're going to be looking at today was listed on the 5th of June. It is in Henderson. The title just says Mortgagee sale. The description says, according to a current real estate advertisement, concept plans have been prepared for 8 dwellings comprising 6 standalone homes and 1 duplex, with the project reportedly at resource consent design stage. So it looks like there's a good chance that this latest buyer might have been a developer. So you'll have to excuse me for just a minute while I locate my tiny violin. And you won't believe this property is also going to auction. The latest April 2024 CV is $1.4 million. The property was last purchased in March 2025 for $1,382,608. And once again, just look at that 2021 CV compared to the 2017 CV. More COVID FOMO madness. I'm sorry, but ever since COVID, the prices in New Zealand are simply not real. It's just an illusion with reality still to set in. Hopefully, when the RBNZ finally starts raising rates like they should have been doing for a long time now, then this whole shameful period of Ponzi price manipulation will finally come to an end and realistic pricing will finally start coming back down to earth with a very loud thud. So yeah, that's it for today's catch up on some of the latest mortgagee sales in New Zealand. And if any of these properties are taking your fancy and you want to do your little bit to prop up the Ponzi for that little bit longer, then be sure to get your offers in. And I can assure you the banks will be very, very grateful. So thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe and I'll see you all on the next one. Cheers for that.